Hello everyone, I'm back in Amsterdam. It's rainy and windy weather out here, typical Dutch weather. And I just came back from a short easy run. It's already 6 days out, Saturday here. I did a 7 kilometer run, just 30 minutes easy. And my legs are still a little bit sore. Now slowly getting back into the rhythm of running, no rush. Of course, I raced the Valencia Marathon last weekend, and it was a tough race. It didn't go fully as I hoped. And in this video, I will look back a bit on my Valencia Marathon, and also I will look ahead how I will continue with the channel and my running lifestyle down the road from here. I'm gonna try to take this video also in one shot. Normally I do a lot of editing, but for this I'm gonna try to just keep filming and take the whole video in one shot. Back to the race, and I tried to aim for 2:17 as you saw in my previous video, and I went out on that pace. At the first 5 kilometers, I found the first lady group were running around 3:14 per kilometer pace, and until 10 kilometer, I was very well on schedule, and aerobically I was feeling pretty okay. I knew it was going to be a tough day at the office to make the 2:17, and you have to had to have a really good day, and it was a bit of a risky shot, which I called with my coach to keep or stick with the ambitious time, because in training I felt I was more in 2:20, 2:21 shape, where I need to run 3:19 per kilometer instead of 3:15 per kilometer. And even those 5 second difference on my level can mean the difference between going to your red zone slowly or just maintain a steady pace around or just below your threshold. And I found out I was just running slightly above my or at my threshold pace, which I can't hold for the whole marathon. And then after 15 kilometers, I was still quite well on pace, as you can see in the split. I already dropped from the first lady group a little bit to take the pace a bit more easy. And then I decided it was not going to be the 2:17 on Sunday in Valencia. And I tried to come back from running that pace already for 15 kilometers or almost 50 minutes in the race. Then if you're redlining, you already lost quite a bit, and I lost too much actually in Valencia, where I found a group or the group of 2:20 pace picked me up around kilometer 18 or 19. I tried to slow down a little bit and recover from the fast 15 the faster 15 kilometer. At that point, I stuck with the group till 25 or 26 kilometers, and I was struggling at that point a lot, and I still knew I need to bring or run 17 kilometers more for the marathon. And at that point, I knew I was not able to keep pushing for 17 kilometers, maybe to 30 or 32, 33, but not till the finish line. So my big goal of 2:20 was also out of the window, which was of course the risk of going out on an ambitious time, based on the fact that I could still hold on for like 10 or maybe even if I kept pushing 15 or 17 kilometers with 2:20 group after I went out too fast. And I think based on that I should be able to hold the 3:19 per kilometer over the full marathon, and maybe call the shot to race a sub 2:20 goal. But that's also what happens when you take a risk. You can lose, because after I got back from the French Pyrenees after a big block in Kenya, I got sick from my half marathon, and after that sickness, small food poisoning as well, and then my shape was just not great in Valencia, and I trained pretty well the last 3 weeks in Valencia towards the marathon, and my taper every week I started to feel a bit better, but I think I never reached the shape where I was in when I was still training in the summer in Kenya, to be honest. So that was also a bit sad, of course, that I didn't, or I wasn't in peak shape of the year. That's also running, and you have to peak at the right moment, which I did not do now. And let me think about other lessons that I learned during this marathon. Well, the marathon is brutal if you go out too fast. So I ended up in a 250 time, which is not a challenge for me, to be honest. Some people still congratulated me with a very bad time, which is fine. But after 30 kilometers, I saw my parents and we just had a chat for at least 3 minutes about what went wrong. And then after that, I even walked a little bit. I had to take a toilet stop. Even at the water point, I also made a short stop for walking. My legs were burnt out, so I just jogged to the finish line with a few stops. At 250, with a very long easy run after 26 kilometers. Yeah, the time doesn't say me anything. And at that point, I think some elite runners, they are ashamed of finishing the marathon with a DNF or with a slow time, and that's why the DNF did not finish. But I trained a long time for this marathon, and I want to keep going and finish anyhow. Yeah, I see some elites dropping out at 35, or even after 35 kilometer, and then get it done, did not finish. And I don't know why they do it, because the marathon is special. The finish of the Valencia Marathon on the blue carpet with all the crowd cheering, still, even if you don't finish on your goal time, something you trained for a long time, you still have a nice atmosphere with all the crowds there. Running is also entertainment, joy, and I decided just to finish and put an end at this long training block. And the second part of this video, I will tell you how I will progress with the channel and my running. It was a really nice journey for me to train as a professional the last year, and I think in the summer, during September and August, I was in a really good shape, and maybe back then I was in 217 shape already, but I was still training towards the race, of course. And I learned a lot as a runner in the last year, and I tried to document the journey as good as possible for you out there as well. But I didn't make it to or close to professional times on the marathon at the moment. So we'll go back to a working life here in Amsterdam now, and also I want to invest more time in my coaching business and guiding athletes. That which I'm already doing with a lot of passion, and bringing other people towards their dreams or race goals in running. And I can still share all the knowledge and experience I gained over the last few years with them. Of course, I'm also gonna continue running, but just a bit more from Amsterdam, at least for half a year or a year, and working besides my coaching business as well. And I already have a starting number for Rotterdam Marathon, and also a faster half, the city per city loop in The Hague here. So I will have already starting bibs for those. Also because I'm a semi-elite runner, and I get those starting bibs for free, which is nice. So I will definitely train towards those races. Little bit less of double training days, and running more of single runs. Try to train very effectively. I'm probably gonna try out a Dutch method. It's called the Verheul method in the near future, and also combine it with some cycling and speed skating. Also a passion of mine here in the Netherlands. So that's how I'll aim towards my next races. The journey I did last year, still glad I did it. I went training in Kenya for several months and trained with the best of the best in the world. I met so many people all over the world, and that was a really nice experience. And maybe, who knows, later this year, when my finances are getting better and even my shape, with consistency and effective training, I think I can still run very good times. The sub 220 barrier is definitely waiting for me. and maybe who knows how it goes in 2026. For next year, I won't be aiming for any professional running times, but who knows what happens. I will still aim for ambitious times anyhow, and keep training and grinding. Consistency over the years is also very important. So yeah, that's a bit the plan for the coming months and at least a half year. And I will also keep posting some videos on YouTube, only a bit less regular than I did in the past because I will be busy. I will try to invest more in my coaching. Take a link down, see a link down at my coaching website below, and I also start working a bit more next to my training. So I will definitely post on some interesting running topics. I still got some ideas and knowledge I want to keep sharing with you, but just on a little bit less regular or frequent basis. So the channel will go on as well, but less frequently. And other than that, I think that's my story after my Valencia Marathon for now. I hope you enjoyed following me along. And if you still got it today, have fun and get on the run.